Plaintiff, Frank Baxter, says he was a manager of a strip club and he hired the defendant to dance at the club. Frank claims he and the defendant then became roommates. And that's when he realized that she had multiple boyfriends. Frank suing the defendant for the value of a car. Defendant Kalea Fletcher admits that Frank was her manager, but insists he had nothing to do with hiring her at the club. Kalea is countersuing for emotional distress and a refund on the car.
Start with you.
Well, sir, I'm a gentleman's club DJ. I've been doing that for 6 years.
Strip club DJ.
Yep, strip club DJ. In May of 2013, I was offered a job in Columbus, Ohio. They offered me the job. I moved out there 3 days later. Was there for about a year. When I got there, Kalea was the first girl that I hired. We were friends right away.
As
a dancer.
Okay. Thought you were just the DJ.
I was also the manager.
Gotcha.
So she was the first stripper I hired. We were friends for a long time. We hit it off right away. In October, ended up moving in with me. We lived together for a while.
October of?
2013. Mm-hmm. She moved in with me. We were roommates. After she moved in, though, things started not adding up. There was an instance with some multiple boyfriends. She had a boyfriend that worked at the club, and then another guy came in claiming that he was her boyfriend. Come to find out, she said it was her brother. 2 hours later, it's her boyfriend. You know, so.
By whose account? 2 hours later.
Because eventually we called her out on it, and she came clean.
That same evening?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 hours later.
Yeah. Kalea was the first girl that I hired. We were friends right away.
As?
Dancer.
Okay. Thought you were just the DJ.
I was also the manager.
Gotcha.
So she was the first stripper I hired. We were friends for a long time. We hit it off right away.
Defendant Kalea Fletcher says she worked with the plaintiff, who claims when he started managing at a strip club, Kalea was the first dancer he hired.
All right, go ahead. How else was it living with her other than the multiple boyfriends?
Well, there was an instance, and this should have been my first warning. A customer had gotten her a rental car, and she had claimed she'd been making payments to him on it, and that he was just putting on his card because she didn't have a credit card. And we're at work one night, and the car gets repossessed in the parking lot of the club.
She wasn't doing well in terms of the tips?
I thought she was making money, but I don't know if she just wasn't making money for real.
Because only exotic dancers make relatively good money.
Yeah. We were in one of the top clubs in Columbus, so they made pretty good money, even on a bad week.
You didn't give her some more hours, maybe? No, I'm just saying, if you're short on money, the boss might offer, you want a few extra
I
hours.
tried to get her to come in more, she wouldn't do it, so I mean.
Okay. Ma'am, you want to give me some background?
I honestly don't know what Frank's talking about. Me and Frank know each other as co-workers. He was the manager at the club. Frank never hired me at the club.
And he's making all this up about the multiple guys?
Yeah, of course. I've never been that type
stuff?
of person to put myself out in an environment like that at all.
Okay.
So with multiple boyfriends, that's never been a case for me.
Your Honor, part of us falling out is the fact that she accused me of making a fake Instagram profile of her that stated that she was sleeping around with multiple dudes, and there were multiple guys tagged in all the posts.
Okay.
All
right, who do you have? You keep talking about what she has. You got anybody?
No.
Well then, leave her alone. You get somebody. Stop talking about who she has, right?
Yes.
You got a nice, religious, Christian boyfriend, don't you?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir. Get to the car you suing her for.
Well, Your Honor, in December, I bought a 2007 Cadillac CTS. I had a 2003 Ford Escape. That was my little backup car. I was still making payments on it. Kalea did not have a vehicle, so I told her you could assume the payments on it. I was a little short on my down payment for my car, and I'm like, if you give me $400 to go towards my down payment, I'll let you take over the note for the Escape. She made the $400 payment. She disappeared for like 3 weeks. I'm texting her, trying to get a hold of her, saying, you know, hey, I need this money. The registration was due. Insurance was due.
It was still in your name?
Yes, I left everything in my name. Kalea didn't have a license.
All right, and how much per month?
It was $175 every 2 weeks.
All right, you're gonna make me do the math.
So it was $350 a month.
There you go.
Roughly.
All right. And what did happen?
Well, like I said, she disappeared right after Christmas. She had gotten the car on the 27th. She went to a family Christmas on the 29th, was gone for a week, came back for a couple days, and left, and that was the last time I saw her.
Purchased the car when?
December 27th.
All right. What did you need to see her for? To pay?
To pay. She wasn't coming. She stopped coming to work.
And you called her, and what happened?
She said she was going to be back in town. And then the following day, she apparently was in the hospital or something. No one ever actually got.
Did you ever get any more money?
I got money at the end of the month. I received $525.
End of January?
Yes, at the end of January.
You received how much?
$525.
So you received more than she owed you.
Was the registration I had to pay to renew the registration? I paid for the insurance also. She was paying me back for things I had paid.
So how much total was she to pay you every month?
She was to pay me $350 every month for the car note and $150 for the insurance.
That's what I need to know. Total. So
Okay.
total, how much?
$500 a month.
So she still paid you more.
Right.
Only
Yeah.
$500 was due in January. She gave you $525.
Because, Your Honor, I had paid the
I
car
don't care
note.
what the reason. Did she pay you more than she owed you?
No, because I paid she paid the registration too. That was why it was $525. She paid 1 week of the car note. She paid
Let's
the insurance.
start over, sir. How much was due for the month of January? First it was $350, then it was $500. Now it's how much?
$525.
And how much? $525.
Correct.
And how much did she give you?
$525.
So she paid you the total amount for January. Can we go to the next month?
That was the last time I got any money from her.
So what months was she to pay?
She was supposed to pay me again on February 8th. I couldn't get a hold of her. End of February, she called me and said that she couldn't make the payments for February because the brakes had went out and there was a screw stripped on the oil pan that she had to replace that before she could start paying me again.
1 month after buying it, the brakes went out?
Yes. That's what she said, that she wasn't going to pay me because she had to get it
All right,
fixed.
so let me hear from her. I can understand that defense if that's what it is, and then we can go over whether it's a legitimate defense. You tell me, ma'am. What was the
Pretty
agreement?
much, when me and Frank spoke about the car, he stated that the only problems that were wrong with the car was the front headlight on the left side. It was not out. There was a wire that's loose that allows the light to come on and off, and then that he had just got the brake pads fixed on the car.
Ma'am, you want to give me some background?
I honestly don't know what Frank's talking about. Me and Frank know each other as co-workers. He was the manager at the club. Frank never hired me at the club.
Defendant Kalea Fletcher says she worked with the plaintiff, who claims when he started managing at a strip club, Kalea was the first dancer he hired.
Go ahead. What else you want me to know?
I purchased the car on the 27th. From what Frank's stating.
$400 down.
$400 down. I told Frank, if I give you this $400, you give me the keys for this car. This starts my first payment, and then we go from there every month. We had no written contract agreement. It was verbatim, face to face. I gave him the $400. He gave me the keys. I took Frank to the actual dealership to where he could pick up his new car. Cash transaction. On the 30th, actually, he told me that I need to go get an oil change as a typical maintenance with the car. I took the car to a Marner Muffler service place in Dayton, which is where I'm originally from. Took the car there, and they processed an oil change as
Were you
well
looking
as
at notes or receipt?
the receipt.
Let's see it.
They processed the oil change, and they also informed me that the screw on the oil pan had been stripped, which meant that the oil would constantly drain from the car and lead other problems. At that same time, I had called Frank, and I asked him, I said, were you aware that the oil pan strip was the screw was stripped? He said, yes. When I took the car to Walmart, after they processed the oil change, they informed me that the screw was stripped. So I had asked him, I said, why didn't you tell me that? Are you aware that this will cause the car to have multiple problems and that this is something that's expensive? So from that time, Frank stated that he didn't know about the oil pan, but that wasn't a serious issue. So the next month, I made the proper payment in car insurance.
How much were you to pay per month, including
I paid $400
everything?
every month. I was told that the $400 went towards the car payments and car insurance, not for registration fees or anything of that nature.
At what point did you stop paying and why?
In February is when I stopped paying. I made him the third final payment in February. At that point in time in February, I had actually called Frank, and I informed Frank that the car couldn't move at all. We had to attempt to move the car. I had to pull the e-brake. When I actually called Frank about that, he later informed me that the master cylinder was broken on the car. And I asked him, I said, Frank, why didn't you tell me the master cylinder was broken on the car? I would have never purchased a car with an oil pan, a master cylinder, and problems with brakes if I knew this. And he stated that it's only a $60 to $30 piece. This was a verbal over the phone conversation.
Okay, how do you have a counterclaim for $1,200 for a refund on the car?
Because I gave him 3 monthly payments of $400.
Gotcha.
For those 3 months.
All right.
After I gave him the
Where's
last.
the car now?
In front of my apartment. I can't
And
move
it's
it.
in his name?
Yes.
All right. Sir?
Your Honor, I have text messages. I can show you that she literally paid me the one time, and after that, I talked to her.
What date are you going to show me?
I'm showing you the text messages from, it is January 28th.
Right, she had only paid you one time because that's all she owed in January is one. Anything else?
So I texted her on the 22nd of February stating that she was 1 month delinquent in the payments and that she was 1 month delinquent.
What did she say?
She didn't say anything. Then she called me that day. That's when she called me and said, I'm not paying you because the brakes went out.
Okay, she called you, but she didn't respond in text.
Her boyfriend called me the first time.
All right, sir, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give you your car back. How's that? And we're going to give her refund back. So everybody will be the same way they were. Good luck to you. Your car's back. You get your refund. Have a good day.
It was pretty much just a lesson learned.
I have the car back now. That's all that matters.